Several other law enforcement agencies here in the Midlands are trained to help fight the opioid epidemic.
Yeah, Kershaw, Lexington, Newberry, Richland, and Sumter deputies received this Narcan nasal spray applicators. They look just like that, and they got training on how to administer it to individuals who have overdosed on opiates. Now, the drug can combat some serious overdoses.
CVS is expanding their safe medication disposal program at pharmacy locations in our state to combat the opioid abuse epidemic. It's part of a nationwide effort to fight the growing crisis. The pharmacy will now have a drop box where residents can dispose of unwanted medicine safely. The Lexington CVS is the company's first store in the state to participate in the program, but soon they will have 22 stores statewide. Attorney General Alan Wilson says while we still have a lot of work to do to combat this growing epidemic, this partnership is heading in the right direction.
But it is much better than it was a year ago or 2 years ago, and I like the trajectory of the discussion we're having right now. An ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure, and so I think prevention, a function of prevention, is education and making people aware of the opioid epidemic and what they can do to protect themselves and their loved ones from it.
Now, this program expands on an ongoing disposal partnership between CVS Health and also law enforcement across the country. And they've already collected more than 200,000 pounds of unused medication.
The state launched a public education campaign, I should say, to help battle this epidemic. And the campaign, titled Just Plain Killers, hopes to raise public awareness about opioid use and abuse statewide.
As part of the campaign, elected officials, school administrators, business leaders, and local residents take a pledge to educate themselves about the potential dangers of opioid use. Nearly 5 million opioid prescriptions are filled every year in our state. For more information about this campaign and how you can get information from it or train yourself or people around you, you can go to justplainkillers.com.
Opioid abuse killed at least 616 people in our state last year. State lawmakers have come up with a proposal again to fight against this epidemic.
A House committee has completed a report with a list of recommendations. One proposal would increase the number of addiction counselors at the hospitals across the state. It would also allow for state oversight of addiction specialists to be requiring them to be approved by the Department of Labor Licensing and Regulation. Another would allow state officials to add medicines to the list of addictive drugs without getting the General Assembly's approval to do that.
The opioid epidemic in the country is the deadliest epidemic that we have seen in modern time. Based on numbers from 2016, more than 62,000 Americans were killed by opioids, and that number continues to grow.
The number is more than the lives lost to HIV and AIDS. How about that? At the height of that epidemic back in 1995, and more than the lives lost in the Vietnam War.